Welcome to panyangis.com. We are going to be speaking to Jongsuwat, who is the Managing Director of SAC Gallery in Bangkok, a really exciting platform for young Thai and Southeast Asian emerging artists. Also going through a new phase as well, which we will talk about, a welcoming space, acting as a springboard to elevate artists and help them and nurture them quicker in a different style. This is panyangis.com, and we're very honoured to be joined by Jongsuwat, who is the Managing Director of SAC Gallery in Bangkok. Thank you so much for taking some time to talk to us. Firstly,
thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Tell us a little bit about your role within the gallery.
Well, I'm the managing director, so I oversee all the policy and direction for our art center. But now we just have a new program director who just joined us. So now my role is more to look at the policy and to drive the team, whereas the new program director will oversee all the programs that are offshoots from SAC.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Do you yourself have a background or a personal interest in art?
Yes, for my undergrad, I actually studied film and television, and then for my postgrad, I did art business and marketing. So mainly, I come from a business background, but within the academic training that I have had, they train us not just in not only for profit organization, but also for social enterprise. So I think I'm interested in both.
Mm-hmm. So the gallery was initially set up, correct me if I'm wrong, by, my pronunciation might be awful as well, Subhashok Angsuvarnsiri, is this right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Described as a collector of many decades of art and an avid supporter of Thai contemporary art. So what was his main idea when he set up the gallery?
I think when he first started, we wanted a space to almost like a platform for young artists. Back then, I think it was very difficult for new artists to emerge and to get support by an established gallery. You know, they need to kind of show in either restaurants or at a artist-run space for a while to have enough portfolio to then show in a serious gallery. What we wanted to do was to give them the platform and the opportunity that if we see their talent and their potential, you don't need to have portfolio. You can come and work with us and we'll be their first platform, like a springboard for them. And so we worked a lot with very, very young artists. A lot of them are new graduates, and we nurture them for 1 or 2 years, and then we gave them their first shows.
Mm-hmm. That's wonderful to be part of something so, right at the beginning of someone's career. Yeah.
It was very exciting, especially because a lot of them they have a lot of energy and they are very creative, and because they haven't found their own style, so every time we meet is always some surprising something always happening.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah. So we were talking about the young emerging Thai and Southeast Asian artists before, when we were having a conversation. You were talking about the kind of how the gallery's now evolved and this new exciting chapter for SAC. So could you explain what's going to happen soon?
Yes, so now we have made a better distinction between each of our program. We have SAC Gallery, which is our main activity, and that is more a commercial gallery that we connect with international collectors and open up a new market for artists. but we also have SAC residency that we give financial support and accommodation for foreign artists to do research in Thailand and to have a cross-cultural exchange with Thai local artists and artisans. We also do design lab, which is to bring in Thai designer with design philosophy to expand their to expand their practice, and also to have a cross conversation with the art world. And what I didn't get the chance to explain before as well is we also will open a conservation lab, which is a new service for us, and we do conservation works for anything from metal to textiles to paper to paintings. So that is also a new service that SAC will now soon offer to the public.
And you're going to rebrand as well.
Yes, that's right. So it's very exciting because now we have new team, we have a new logo, and as I mentioned before, we have a new program director, and we also have a new curator that's joined us. And the new curator, his main specialty is in working with public institutions. So we hope that his influence will also help to elevate all the programs and activity that we have both at SAC in Sukhumvit 39 and also in our other offshoots in Chiang Mai and also in other parts of the country.
Oh, great! Yeah. Is there or are there certain concepts that come from young Thai emerging artists? Are there what are the kind of themes of the artwork that you notice?
Actually, recently, I mean, obviously with the political unrest that's going on, a lot of artists are very interested in that, and I think it's great because it's I think contemporary artists are the reflection of their time, and that shows what the voice of the young people. But also on the other hand, I do see a lot of artists are more interested in the ideas of being environmentally conscious, thinking about the environment, the air, the nature, and then also bringing in that conversation to a more relatable subject as well. For example, during the Chinese New Year period earlier this year, we had an artist who did an installation work on how we can continue the tradition while not hurting the environment. How do we not light incense sticks? How do we not burn gold papers but still can carry on the tradition? And that kind of shows that traditions and culture is constantly evolving with time, and it's very refreshing to see artists and designers working with us showing those visions.
And how do you stay different from other gallery spaces? You're a welcoming, nurturing space for new artists. How do you create this atmosphere of being a welcome space for people?
I think most importantly at SAC, we always try to be friendly and as accessible as possible to the general public. So very small things such as the language we use in all of our texts, or the kind of approach we have for both artists and the visitors. We always make sure that art is accessible for everyone. So I think most people, when they think of SAC, they always think of works that are easily digest. And that doesn't mean that we don't challenge our audience. From time to time, we do try to challenge them with conceptual works or something that's very cutting edge. But we try to make it easy to understand, and any works that we know is going to be difficult, we always brief our staff member to always be available for any visitors who have questions. Right. And I think that that help to encourage conversation within an art space as well.
Yeah, it's important. You want to be able to, not feel closed off.
We don't want to intimidate people. And I know that a lot of contemporary art galleries these days, they like that clean white cube presentation. So some even remove captions and text altogether. Whereas for us, we want our text to be, the fonts have to be big enough, the sign have to be big enough. If we don't think that it's clear, we always have extra text. And everybody from our not just our guides, but even if it's our graphics designer or our installation workers, everybody will be briefed on how to guide the tour, so that whoever comes to the gallery and meet any of our staff, they will get the same experience.
That's really nice. Jongsuwat, who is your favorite new artist at the moment, or who would you recommend for people to keep an eye on?
I mean, there are many artists that we are working with right now, but I think one to keep an eye on at the moment is an artist called Pichai Pongsasawapak. So he's worked with us for a few years now, and he is very interested in the environment. The works that he showed with us before, he used empty blank canvas to wrap around exhaust pipes from old cars, and when you accelerate the car, he captures the carbon smoke that came out from exhaust pipe, and that's the basis of his work. And I think it's very beautiful how he's able to use art to help us see something that we don't necessarily get to see with our own bare eyes. He's recently just also been nominated for the Asian Sovereign Prize. So I think that kind of show the progress and the recognition that he's slowly getting. And I think as a member of the LGBT community, he's also very active in promoting equality and that recognition of gender as well. So I think there's many facets to his works, and he's not just an artist with just one dimension. And with the experience that he's cultivated over the years, I think he's ready to be at the next step. So we will soon show his work in a group show in next month as well, and then coming next year we will have a new solo exhibition by the artist, which is also very, very exciting and completely new in terms of the aesthetics, but still very strong in terms of his approach to art making, and very signature of his art as well.
Great, that's really exciting. And have SAC Gallery been a key ally in helping elevate his work?
Yes, so actually we discovered him when he showed his master degree exhibition in Chiang Mai University, and we proposed him a solo show, which was the first one that he showed in Thailand. And then after that, he took a year off to study curating and art management actually in the US, and his mentor was one of the curators who used to work at the MoMA, and gave him a very, very good recommendation and recognition. And afterwards, he came back to Thailand. We started to promote his works outside, and we took him to art fairs in Hong Kong and Singapore, and in England. So we consistently work with him, not just in terms of supporting by giving him the space, but we help him to do research, and we give him curatorial editing as well. So we have been working very closely with him for a few years now.
Okay, wonderful. And how can people find out what's happening at the gallery?
Oh, we have many ways that you can connect with us. Our main website is worldwideweb.sac.gallery. And then also you can also follow us on all of our social media. So YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all of them. You can search SAC Bangkok. And also on our Pinterest as well, you can search SAC Bangkok, and on YouTube will be SAC channel. But we are most active on Instagram and Facebook, so you can see all of our news. And then if you subscribe to the mailing list, we also have the newsletter every 2 months as well.
Great. Perfect. Thank you so much for your time. ขอบคุณค่ะ
Thank you. ขอบคุณครับ